Got a guitar, a patient, a pig, blood. Oh no. Hi, Ren. Woo! The quality, the audio quality on this one so far is superb on how he's playing that guitar. Just sounds wonderful in my ears. This quality is great. Him singing, I mean, I honestly feel as if I'm in the room with him. Like, I really do feel as if we're in the same, like, area and I'm listening to this. Like, that's how good the quality is, at least how I'm hearing it. And it's very personal. Just him sitting there kind of doing his thing. Now, I don't know what comes next because it's over a 9-minute video. But so far, I'm getting artistic vibes here.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down you know that. Deep down you know I'm always in periphery. Ran, are you pleased to see me? It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ran. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill.
Okay, so I'm getting split personality disorder here. I'm seeing that there's two of him, and each one has their own unique characteristics, but they're talking to each other as if they're not the same person, which I think is unique, but also this takes a level of performance and skill to pull off accurately, and it seems as if he's doing a great job at that. I'm not sure if Ren deals with mental health problems in his personal life or if this is just a part of his image. I don't know. This is my first time hearing Ren, so I'm not going to read too much into it, but so far I am really impressed. Really impressed.
To be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect, you're always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy.
Oh, okay. The guy is doing this with a guitar. Playing the guitar, performing at the same time, and each voice has a specific type of tone to it. And one of them is positive. It seems like one is optimism and one is pessimistic. And I think that they're at war with each other, but not necessarily at war, because it seems as if the dark side is trying to look out for him, but at the same time, the advice is not good. This is layered. This is deep.
White noise, follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help.
Whew! When you're with me, it never seems to help. Now, you can take this at a surface level, or you can take this as deep as you really want to go and go down that rabbit hole. But if you interpreted it based on how I was interpreting it before, then it definitely executes the fact that there's a split personality disorder going on here. While at the same time, if you want to take it at surface level, this could merely just be your conscience and your self-conscious talking to one another. And when you're in a situation of trouble or you feel unstable, you could imagine yourself trying to cheer yourself up and push away the negative thoughts, but the negative thoughts are still there. It's like, hey, am I good enough for this? Will I accomplish my goal? Will I survive this encounter? Will I be better off? And then you try to pep talk yourself, just like, no, we're gonna do this. We're stronger. We're gonna build up, and we're gonna conquer our our adversaries or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna climb that mountain. So we can have this internal struggle, and every human being has this when it comes to something. So you can take it either or, and you can combine them together and think that it's covering all the bases. And so far, I think it's doing both.
With myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me.
Oh man, this is creative. This is creative. He put a lot of thought into this, and I am thoroughly impressed so far. And this is less about me jamming my head and bobbing. I'm more engaged and interested in the conversation and just the level of creativity that was put into it.
I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys ran nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me. So why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough. So it gives me a purpose I can rest in.
Alright, like I try to catch it before he like turns over, and keep it going. But I'm gonna listen more and try to talk a little less. But I do want to point out the fact that every time he turns into a new person, he turns the other direction. And that allows us to follow exactly what's going on, so you kind of know when the response is coming. And this is what you do when you don't want to do an all-expense budget where you do crazy visuals and stuff like that, but you really want to make an impact. And maybe, and there's some truth to what he's saying. I think a lot of people resonate with artists who don't necessarily chase commercial fame. It's not necessarily about the accolades, the trophies, and the awards. It's more so about tapping into something that a lot of people are dealing with and trying to give them an outlet and being their voice. And I think that it works for a lot of artists. And I see more and more artists trying to appeal to that, which, it seems that Ren fits into that mode.
And it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough. So it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ran, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget.
Alright, good point there. Good point. Like, a lot of times we want to hide the darkness in us or hide the negativity in us, but sometimes negativity isn't always negativity. Sometimes negativity could be a warning. It could be some kind of guidance like, hey, don't do that, or hey, be cautious. It doesn't necessarily have to be the bad part of you. And you want to wrestle with certain things in your life, because if you run head first into every single thing without thinking it through, you can end up in a much more dire circumstance. And I think that the dark side of him made that good point.
Provide you perspective, that thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it. Played on guitar, Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it.
Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus.
Woo! All right, there's a lot of self-critique here. On one hand, I thought the positive was mainly just trying to believe in itself, and yet the darkness is claiming that the light is in a way narcissistic. You're basically you have a God complex. Like, your optimism can spill over into unearned wisdom or some kind of belief that's unwarranted, you know. But at the same time, that's a thin line to walk.
Creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus.
Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren.
Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren.
I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mustopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous.
Okay, so there was a lot of flashing of the light, but it was slow. But the flashing of the light increased as he became dark, and he just embraced the darkness and started claiming himself to be like sin itself. And like, just the lighting itself can give you a certain impact, and I think that that's what he did, and it's being effective. Like, this is a long song, but I mean, you're really intrigued and interested to see exactly where it's going, so you're gonna sit and ride this one through. Now, is this a song that I'm gonna ride to? No. Is this a song they're gonna play at a party? No. But is this a song that the average person can listen to going about their day, or at home relaxing or meditating and thinking? Like, it fulfills all of that. It hits those spots. This is a personal song. In a way, you might argue that this is not a song that you share with multiple people. You share it with yourself and the closest people to you.
Of lies, Mustopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend.
There is a transition in all of this that just keeps, like, you build the tension, and as the tension builds, then it reins you back in, it slows you down. It's taking you on a ride. It's like a roller coaster taking you on a ride, but that roller coaster is pure emotion. It's pure revelation, temptation. Like, you know, I'm really getting into this, yo. I am really, really getting into this. I hope you are too. If you like this song and you like the breakdown so far, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. That lets me know that y'all enjoy this reaction and you would like to see more just like this. So let's get it.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor.
I get God vibes, devil vibes, good versus evil, and that thing that connects them both. There's a story there. There's something that ties all of this together. They're each independent, but yet they cannot stand alone.
And I go by many names also. Some people know me as Hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So clever at the man I've become, when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspired by me to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side.
Yo, there's a strain in his voice while the singing is still very good. It's very clear. You can tell he's doing a very good job. But you can feel the emotions in the singing, which if you can pull that off as an artist, you get extra points. And this is talent, pure talent.
Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side.
This song right here was recommended to me by Tiffany Wayland, and I just want to say kudos to her and a shout out to her. Thank you so much for the recommendation. And also, I want to point out something that I really think is important while watching this video. And I think that the fact that he played a guitar the whole time and made that the basis of his music while also performing it in the way that he does, it screams gifted. It screams uniqueness. He's thinking outside of the box. Now, I'm not saying that nobody's done this before, but he's clearly aiming to be distinct amongst the crowd, to make a statement, and to be known as his own form of art. So, kudos to him for that. Guitars coming off.
When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas, that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light.
The balance. It's like yin and yang, the good, the bad. And like I said earlier, the connection between the two. And sometimes it swings this way, but it always swings back. And it's that balance between the two. But not only is it a balance, and many times it can be a struggle. And who can blame you? Because like when it comes to life and reality, we notice that the things that we admire and the good in things don't always last and are temporary. And then things get hard. But we can find our way back to the happiness. And your job is to manage both, right? To chase each one in a safe place, in a safe space, to try to manage the two so that you can remain centered. Now, I sound like a guru, but I think these are fundamental principles that he's touching on here that I believe a lot of people are going to understand.
It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
Hiram. He made me think of a movie called Constantine. If y'all haven't seen Constantine, I highly recommend y'all check it out. I mean, it's an older film. It's not old. It's not an old film, but it's one of those things that are go back what, decade, 2 decades ago or something of that sort. And I really recommend y'all go check it out because it had this concept of you had the angels, you had the demons, but in the middle of it was the world, and then you had those beings that walked like half and half in between, and it had that strife between it. So I think it's a good concept that can elaborate on what he was talking about. If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, kudos to you. I'm gonna give a ranking for this, and this one has gone on for 20 something minutes. So, but it was a long song, and I hope I did it justice. When it came to the beat, it was him playing the guitar. He played it throughout the whole scene, and he did a great job. I'm not necessarily sure how much of that was him actually playing versus what was playing in the background, and he was just doing the hand thing. But regardless, it was astounding. That's the proper word to say it. When it came to the beat, I gotta give him a 15 out of 10. Kudos to him. Broke the scale for me on that one. How could I not? When it came to the words, the bars, yo. It's hard for me to separate his bars from his performance. Because it had just as much to play with how he was, what he was saying, with how he was behaving. And I think they complemented each other as well. I gotta give his bars just 16 out of 10 broke the scale for me. It was that astounding. When it came to the visuals I think was simple. It allowed you to focus in on the subject. They worked the lights. And he was just as much a part of the visuals and the scenery as anything else. And I'm counting that in this as well. I'm going to give that one a 13 out of 10. Overall ranking for this song, which broke the scale for me, I'm giving this one a 15.5 out of 10. Broke the scale. Kudos to you, Ren. Kudos to all of y'all for watching this and making it this far. Till next time, everybody, be peaceful and be great. I'm out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more. If you would like to get access to exclusive content, consider becoming a member or a patron at patreon.com/thehobby You can also continue the conversation by joining the Hobby Lobby Discord. You can find all the links in the description below.